And by the way, my sympathies to the family of your CFO, who dropped dead very unexpectedly. My best to their family. It's tough stuff.
What are you doing, bro? Like, what are you doing?
This is when I like him. This is when I like him.
No, but seriously, yes. But also, like, if you're a family member hearing that your loved one dropped dead from the president of the United States, like that, probably not nice. So I want to, send them some love, because I'm sure they didn't like hearing that. But at the same time, I mean, so good. Like, I couldn't stop laughing the first time I saw that. I'm like, drop dead? I know that he has like a speaking issue, a stutter, and I get that it's wrong for people to criticize him for that, but we're not talking about his stutter here. He used the words dropped dead. What are you doing?
And by the way, I sit on the stand and it get hot. I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. They'd look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap.
What?
Why? Why would you say that?
How is that relevant in any way? And it's so weird. He's just all over the place.
It's also like, I think, part of the racial tone of the speech that like the black kids in the pool are playing with his blonde like hair. What does a roach have to do with it? So he says that at some point. And then I love kids jumping in my lap. Like, you're a politician, dude. You've been doing this for 30 years plus, 50 years, whatever. Don't say that. Don't say that, because like I was saying this in the break. Like in 2016 with those videos of Hillary fainting, these videos of him being creepy with kids, with women, all of these supercuts that go online. For voters who don't pay too much attention and who are just perusing online, independents, that's the image that's gonna stick in their heads. They're gonna be like, no, that guy's weird. Like, I'm out on that guy. And this is just another one of those instances, those viral instances, that if you're not even paying attention to policy, he's gonna be written off, and it's gonna be a huge problem for him.
We should challenge these students. We should challenge students in these schools to have advanced placement programs in these schools. We have this notion that somehow if you're poor, you cannot do it. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. Wealthy kids, black kids, Asian kids. No, I really mean it. But
there's two distinctions that have to be made. First is that Biden's always been a gaffe machine. So I'm not sure that it's age or anything along those lines. Everybody goes to that when someone's older. I get why, and Trump's mental deterioration is obvious. But Biden used to say this stuff all the time anyway. And the truth over facts is a gaffe. But it doesn't really mean anything. It's just nonsensical, right? So it's just a slip of the tongue. And that you could say, Joe, he'll be fine. He does these gaffes, etc., right? But this one is more problematic because it goes to a state of mind. And he has made this particular kind of gaffe, which is, I'm not even sure it's right to call it a gaffe. It's different because his mindset is poor kids are minorities, rich kids are white kids, and hey, those poor kids could even be as good as white kids, and it's a slip of the tongue of what he actually thinks. Now, if you say, hey, Cenk, how do you know that? Remember, this is the same guy who said that Obama was clean and articulate back when he was running against him in 2008.
Or Indians in 7-Elevens at that same election cycle. It's just hilarious.
Yeah, let's go with that full quote. That's graphic 8. In Delaware, the largest growth of population is Indian Americans moving from India. You cannot go into a 7-Eleven or a Dunkin' Donuts unless you have a slight Indian accent. I'm not joking. So in case he was he was absolutely joking, but he said I'm not joking. It was so painfully awkward. So there's that. There's basically the distinction between like misspeaking, which is the truth thing, the truth or facts, or a Freudian slip that reveals like his basic mental architecture and how he categorizes concepts. Or if it's just the third thing, which is I tell dirty jokes, like weird kind of offensive jokes, like guy. This is my equivalent of the guy walks into the bar, which is that Delaware one.